Okay, everybody, we're going to be continuing working on our clicker game. For one of the classes, I forget which block it is, I think it's the day 2 block. This will look a little bit different than what we were working on. For my day 1 class, I think it looks the same. But just so you know, in case you were in my day 2 class, I've changed a few of the names of things. You'll notice that these modes have a few less words. And the functions are named differently. But the concept is basically the same. So if you don't want to have code that is different than the video, like if you're looking at these and like saying, oh no, it's different, no problem. You can go to the website and grab basically this exact code that I'm flipping through here, and you can start from this foundation instead. So anyways, enough with that. Today we're going to be kind of continuing on with this mode framework, and we're going to be adding in more parts to this. So right now our project doesn't do a whole lot. It's just an organizational framework for creating different screens within the game, and that's called the mode framework. So let's go and like build more of the mode framework. So to start with, I'm not going to worry too much about a particular screen. I'm going to start with making it so that we can read the mouse differently in different scenes. So maybe in the game, the mouse means one thing, but in game over and intro and pause, the mouse clicks mean something else. So I'm going to make a new tab. It's going to be called, I guess, mouse would be a good name for it. And this will contain void mouse released. So mouse release is the function that we use for checking mouse clicks. It is automatically called by processing every time you click and release the mouse. So it'll just fire one time after you let go of the mouse, and it's going to be what we do for button clicking. However, we're going to make a little bit of a different change because clicking in the intro screen, maybe there's a start button is great, but we don't want that start button to also work while we're playing the game. So this mouse released function is going to be split, just like we split the draw function. I'm actually going to use a very similar bit of code here. I'm going to take this. I don't think I'll take the else. I don't really want the else. But what I'm going to do is take all of this and bring it into the mouse released function. But I'm not going to call the modes. That's not what's going to happen. I'm going to do a new function that will handle the clicks, the mouse clicks in each mode. So I'm going to have intro clicks and game clicks and pause clicks and game over clicks. And technically I should capitalize the C in each of these. It's called camel case. It's the way that all code companies like to format the names of functions that have multiple words in them. So I'll do that now. Now these are underlined because I haven't actually written these functions yet. But what each of these functions will do is act like a sort of a private mouse released function when we're in that mode. When we're in mode intro, intro clicks will handle the clicks. I could go and code in, like right in this if statement, all the code that will handle what happens when I click and release the mouse in this mode or in this mode and so on, but that's going to get awfully messy. So I'm going to go to each tab and build their click function to handle the mouse inputs. So in game, I'm going to put in void game clicks. And in game over, I'm going to put in void game over clicks. Oops. And in intro, I'll put in void intro clicks. I guess I'm supposed to have a background white in here. I'll stick that in. And then I guess I have pause for pause clicks. The whole point of this is to, again, subdivide everything up. So now when I want to work on a mode, I can just go to this tab and I can be like, hey, what does a mouse click mean? And what does this mode look like? What does it do? Same with game over and intro and so on. So let's actually put some code in here. So when I click the mouse and it's the intro screen, let's make it go to the game screen. So how do we do that? Well, I mean, if you just want to click anywhere and it switches to game, then we can make that happen by just saying mode equals game. Pretty straightforward. And in my game, I mean, you're going to make more important clicks going on here, but we can say something like mode equals game over. Uh, probably shouldn't just die immediately, but I just want to see how that works. And then in the game over, I could say mode equals intro. I can just go and test to see if that works. So if I run this, I should start with a white backdrop, and if I click, I should go to a green backdrop, and if I click, I should go to I think it's a red backdrop, and if I click, I should go back to the white backdrop. So I can see myself cycling through the different modes pretty easily. So I can make this a little more advanced. I can make the intro clicks, for example, only work when we click on a start button. And so I can put in here some kind of a rectangle. That is going to be our start button. Could be a circle, doesn't really matter. So I'll put in a rectangle. I don't know, not really too concerned with where it is at the moment, but I'll put it sort of in the middle. Let's say it's at, well, the width is, what are we here, 800 by 800. So maybe I could put that at 300, and it'll be 200 wide, and maybe 100 tall. And I'll put that not at 400, maybe 500. How does that look? Let's take a look and see. Oof, not so good. I don't know. It's not so bad. It's not so good. Have we said it? Oh, we said it's a rect mode center. Yes. So rect mode center means that the coordinates you give it will now become the center of the rectangle. So that's, I guess it's kind of handy for some things, but I actually want to turn that off. I think I'm going to get rid of that for right now. And that should give us the correct position I was hoping for. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I mean, it works, but so does anywhere. Clicking anywhere works. So then we gotta narrow it down to make it so that, we only worry about if we click within that rectangle. So I'll say if mouse X is greater than 300 and mouse X is less than 300 plus the width, so 500, and mouse Y is greater than 500, and mouse Y is less than 500 plus the height, so 600. Then we'll set the mode to game. So if I click anywhere, it doesn't work, but now if I click in here, it does work. It takes us over here. Now just to prove that this only works on the interest screen, I mean that's the whole point of this, right? I'm going to just disable this code here. So there's no clicking that will work in the game. Clicks. So if I run this, can't click anywhere here. Assume we're going to have some lovely text and stuff, so it'll say this and that. If I click here, it goes to the game. And look, clicking in that area does not cause us to move anywhere else. So what we've done is we've isolated the code to read our clicks into the different modes. So now when I go to make my clicker game, the actual game itself will take place in here. The code for checking to see if I clicked on the target is going to be in this bit of this function here. And in the game over screen, the button that says restart or whatever it is we want to put will go in the game over clicks and so on. So you can see that each of these tabs really will be this kind of self-contained, lovely little piece of organizational structure that will have all the stuff about the mode inside of it. So there we go. That is the story of how do we kind of subdivide our mode into, or our project into different modes, including mouse clicking and so on. So I will leave it at that, and all this code here that you see will be uploaded to GitHub so that you can start from this basis, I guess, this base project, and then continue onwards. Thank you.